true love. And every day I thank you, love, for a feeling that's so new, so inviting, so exciting. Whenever you're near, I hear a symphony, a tender melody, pulling me closer, closer to your arms. Then suddenly, ooh, your lips are touching mine. A feeling so divine, till I leave the past behind. I'm lost in a world made for you and me. Whenever you're near, I hear a symphony, play sweet and tenderly. Every time your lips meet mine, now baby, 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 you bring much joy within. Don't let this feeling end. Let it go on and on and on. Now baby, 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 those tears that fill my eyes, I cry not for myself, but for those who've never felt the joy we felt. Whenever you're near, each time you speak to me, I hear a tender rhapsody of love. Now baby, baby, as you stand holding me, whispering how much you care, a thousand violins fill the air. Now baby, baby, all that this moment is, keep standing close to me, ooh, so close to me, baby, 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 baby. I hear a symphony, a tender
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people
sugar and spice. I feel nice, like sugar and spice. So nice, so nice, I got you. When I hold you in my arms, I know that I can't do no wrong. And when I hold you in my arms, my love won't do you no harm. And I feel nice, like sugar and spice. I feel nice, like sugar and spice. So nice, so nice, I got you. When I hold you in my arms, I know that I can't do no wrong. And when I hold you in my arms, my love can't do me no harm. And I feel nice, like sugar and spice. I feel nice, like sugar and spice. So nice, so nice, that I got you. Wow, I feel good. I knew that I would not. I feel good. I knew that I would. So good, but I got you. So good, but I got you. So good, but I got you. Hey!
Michelle, my belle, these are words that go together well. My Michelle, Michelle, my belle, Sunday mots qui vont très bien ensemble, très bien ensemble. I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all I want to say. Until I find a way, I will say the only words I know that you understand. Michelle, my belle, sont des mots qui vont. People try to put us talking about my generation. Just because we can tell talking about my generation. Things ain't cool at all, but talking about my generation. About time before I get old. Talking about my generation. My generation, baby. Why don't you all fade away? About my generation. Don't try to dig what we all say. About my generation. I'm trying to cause a big sensation. About my generation. Talking about my generation. Talking about my generation. My generation, baby. to dig while we all sing. Talking about my generation. I'm not trying to cause a big sensation. Just talking about my generation. Talking about my generation. My generation, baby. My generation. People try to put us to down. Talking about my generation. Just because we get around. Things ain't too awful. I hope I die before it get old. Talking about my generation. My generation, baby. My generation.
You keep saying you got something for me. Something you call love, but confess. You've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin'. And now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah. You keep lying when you ought to be truthin'. And you keep losing when you ought to not bet. You keep saying when you ought to be a-changin'. Now what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing. And you keep thinking that you'll never get burned. Ha! I just found me a brand new box of matches, yeah. And what he knows you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a tour of one night stands, my suitcase suitcase and guitar in hand, and every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping, home, where my music's playing, home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Every day is an endless stream of cigarettes and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories, and every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping, home, where my music's playing, home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Tonight I'll sing my songs again, I'll play the game and pretend. But all my words come back to me in shades of mediocrity, like emptiness and harmony. I need someone to comfort me. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping, home, where my music's playing, home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Silently for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commencement exercises are due to start shortly. Please be kind enough to turn off your cell phones and electronic devices and remain in your seats while the graduates march. Thank you.
There's like 5 endings. And we do it like it's written.
No, so it's one, two, okay, yeah. No, that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Okay. guys have about 8 minutes. Okay. Okay, 8 minutes.
Okay.
What is that? Is that strings?
Yeah. Like nice, like New York. That's a nice Shirley Horn version.
Ah, aber nicht auf dem Theo.
Nee.
Yeah, just
Wobei-
like ABA with the extended last night.
Music director, sir, copy. Focus, read. No, we're not doing that. We're keeping. Okay, let's do. Yeah, why not? One, two, 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commencement exercises of the City College of New York, celebrating its 171st anniversary. Today, you will witness the members of the class of 2024 as they join the ranks of this great institution's alumni, which include, among others, General Colin Powell, Silicon Valley titan Andrew Grove, Dr. Jonas Salk, and 10 Nobel laureates, more than any other U.S. public college or university. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the class of 2024. They will begin their march behind you and march to your right. They will be led by Provost Tony Liss. He will be followed by Jake Longenecker, Vice Chair Academic Affairs, Asif Sattar, President of Undergraduate Student Council. They flank the banner of the class of 2024. academic procession begins with the graduates from the CUNY School of Medicine, led by Dr. Carmen Renee Green, Bert Brodsky, Chair and Dean. They are followed by the graduates from the Sophie Davis Biomedical Education Program. Next entering are our Next entering are our students from the Bernard and Ann Spitzer School of Architecture, led by Dr. Marta Gutman and Jason Garcia. Amy Ho also flanks the banner. Amy Ho, an aspiring architect, is fueled by a passion to design spaces that embody inclusivity and sustainability. She would like to thank the Spitzer community for their support in achieving her goals and forming lasting friendships. Amy aims to obtain her architecture licensure and positively contribute to the built environment as she enters the professional field. Now entering our students. Now entering our students. Students for the Sustainability Program, led by Director Kyle McDonald, the Terry Elkins Professor. Ninad Kashyap and Reem Hunaini flank the banner. Reem is originally from Lebanon and holds a bachelor's degree in civil and environmental engineering. Her dedication to environmental sustainability advocacy started from a young age when she started volunteering to raise awareness and encourage source sorting awareness. Additionally, Reem was chosen to represent the Ministry of Environment at the Model Council of Ministers in Lebanon. Recently, she has worked with international organizations and the Lebanese government in Lebanon to address disasters during Beirut port explosion, COVID-19 pandemic, and forest fires. It is truly a source of pride to be first generation in her family to attain a master's degree. Hailing from Assam in India, Ninad joined City College in 2023. During his time here, he co-authored and published a conference paper on building energy efficiency, conducted interdisciplinary research on climate solidarity, which was funded by the CCNY College-wide Research Vision Program, and interned for the CUNY Building Performance Lab. His thesis centers on examining climate justice issues through the framework of decoloniality and anticipatory governance. He completed his undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering from North Dakota State University as a Lorraine Murphy Scholar and an academic and cultural sharing scholar. Now entering the Grove School of Engineering. They are led by Dr. Alex Kouzes, the Daniel and Francis Berg Professor of Chemical Engineering, and Dean Jui Albano and Abdelrahman Ahmed flank the banner. Jui Albano is graduating with a commanding 3.97 GPA from the intensive Mechanical Engineering undergraduate degree program at the Grove School of Engineering. During her studies through Grove's joint dual program with LaGuardia, she investigated, through high-impact research stints, the structure of TK Rubisco under Dr. Huang at Cornell, and the effects of walking pressure on Chiari malformation and human balance assessment through the Davis Group at Cleveland State. Under the tutelage of Professors Elvin and Liu in Grove's Aerothermal Lab, Jui conducts PIV analysis of vortex-induced vibrational structures. Jui is the recipient of the prestigious Peter L.T. Award for Academic Excellence and the Engineering Alumni Medal. She has also been actively involved in tech mentoring and tutoring at Grove, and she serves as a captain of Grove's successful wind team that competes in the DOE's collegiate wind competition. Jui will continue her education through graduate studies at CCNY Grove in research specialization interest areas of aeroelastic flutter, energy aerostructures, and wind turbines. Abdelrahman Ahmed is graduating with an impressive 3.98 GPA from the academically rigorous undergraduate program in biomedical engineering at the Grove School of Engineering. Abdel personifies academic excellence as the top graduating senior in the major of biomedical engineering. He has participated in high-impact experiential experiences in technology and research through the Williams Nano Laboratory and the New York Stem Cell Foundation. He currently undertakes research at the Center for Discovery and Innovation in Brain Therapy and has started his career at Sidra, where he works as a biomedical engineer on EKGs for ambulatory and preclinical settings to expedite patient care. He serves as the secretary of the CCNY chapter of the Biomedical Engineering Society and has won numerous awards for service and academics throughout his undergraduate career. He's passionate about the intersection of medicine and technology and strongly believes that the future of healthcare lies in the hands of engineers. Now entering are students from the School of Education, led by Dr. Edwin Lamboy. Zuhaila Jason and Jordan Cooper flank the banner. Zuhaila Jason has been a dedicated arts educator for over 14 years and an advocate for equitable arts practices and representation. She will graduate with a master's degree in educational theater. Zuhaila embarked on this journey after years of experience as a musical theater artist and teaching artist in private and school settings. As a woman of color, she noticed the lack of representation in the arts teachers she encountered during her upbringing in New York City's public school system. Yeah. This realization fueled her passion to become the kind of arts educator she never had, one who uplifts and sheds light on the inequities experienced by artists and students like herself. Zuhaila's path to graduation was a testament to her perseverance and commitment to her art and students. Amidst challenges such as infertility, multiple surgeries, IVF treatment, and pregnancy loss, she emerged resilient. Now proud to share her journey with her 1.5-year-old son, Jagdish. Through dark moments, she exemplifies the importance of prioritizing one's beliefs and pushing through adversity. Zuhaila acknowledges the unwavering support of her friends, family, and dedicated professors, whose encouragement played a pivotal role in her journey to graduation. Jordan Cooper is an English education and Jewish studies major receiving her BA and initial certification. She was born and raised in the Bronx, New York, where she attended the Bronx School for Law, Government, and Justice, graduating in 2020. Since joining the City College, Jordan has gone through a few majors, including physics and English literature, but decided on her English education her sophomore year. Since joining the School of Education at the City College, Jordan has discovered a newfound passion for teaching and learning and a community that works together and consistently builds each other up. She recently completed her student teaching with the 7th grade English class at IS 229 Roland Patterson and describes her experience as a journey she will never forget. As a soon-to-be educator, Jordan is hardworking, dedicated, and loves to lead and learn. The joy of educating comes from a love of being in school and learning, and Jordan hopes to now be on the other side of the classroom and this time share her knowledge with her future students. Jordan plans to return to CCNY in August to pursue a master's in English education. And now entering, led by Dr. Juan Carlos Mercado, are graduates from the CCNY's downtown campus, the Center for Worker Education at the Division of Interdisciplinary Studies. Tiffany Ramirez-Duncan and Cristania Simpis flank the banner. Tiffany Ramirez-Duncan, a proud Bronx native and first-generation college student, is a dedicated and driven individual who has excelled both academically and professionally throughout her time at CWE. She joined the CWE community amid the COVID-19 pandemic, and despite juggling multiple responsibilities, including being a mother, caregiver, and full-time elementary school employee, completed her BA in Interdisciplinary Studies with a concentration in Disability Studies in little over 2 years with a near-perfect 3.982 GPA. Cristiania Simpis is a first-generation graduate born to immigrant Haitian parents. Her journey through higher education began amidst the pandemic as she earned a Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, motivated by a deep-rooted desire to effect positive change in her community. She actively involves herself in volunteer work towards various initiatives aimed at fostering a positive impact within her community. Food for the Hunger, where she assists, is connecting children with much-needed sponsors, thereby bringing transformative joy to those in need. Extending her support to therapeutic horsemanship programs at the Bronx Equestrian Center, where she aids children with disabilities on their journey to walk, talk, and learn. Her philanthropic endeavors also extend to organizations such as the Red Cross and Bridging Africa and Black America Incorporated, where she participates in events like Sound the Alarm, installing vital carbon monoxide and smoke detectors for families in the Bronx community. Now entering are students from the Division of Science, led by Dr. Susan Perkins, Martin and Michelle Cohen-Dean. Adhyaya, Addy, Sharma, and Zara McPartlin flank the banner. Adhyaya, Addy Sharma is graduating with a BS in Physics and a minor in Mathematics. Addy is a Macaulay Honors student with a 3.96 GPA, and he is the 2024 City College Division of Science valedictorian. Addy is the president of the Physics Club, where he has spearheaded events like the inaugural CCNY Integration Bee and advocated for equal opportunities in STEM. His time at City College was highlighted by 2 years of research at the Laboratory for Nano and Microphotonics, co-authorship of a research article published in the Nano Letters Journal, summer research at National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, and an international conference where he presented his research. This summer, he will continue his research at NIST and prepare to join University of Chicago's Quantum Engineering PhD program in the fall. Zara McPartlin is graduating with a BS in Biology and a minor in Chemistry. Zara is a Macaulay's Honor student with a 3.98 GPA, and she will be the 2024 City College Division of Science salutatorian. Zara has served as captain of the CCNY cross-country track and field team, leading to some of the highest individual and team finishes in decades, as well as numerous awards. Her time at City College was highlighted by 2 national research conferences in California and Arizona. Zara's clinical research is currently being adapted into a paper. This summer, she will serve as the teaching fellow for Memorial Sloan Kettering's SCORE program and continue her pursuit of medical school. Now entering Now entering are the students from the Division of Humanities and the Arts, led by Dr. Renata Miller. Jennifer Martinez, Eamon Burke, and Milka de la Cruz flank the banner. Jennifer Martinez is a communications specialist, creative writer, and mother of 2 from South Carolina. While pursuing her bachelor's degrees in AD/PR and publishing certificate at CCNY, she worked as the senior writer for the curation of the Billy Joel, My Life, A Piano Man's Journey exhibit at the Long Island Music and Entertainment Hall of Fame. Upon graduation, she will be interning at FINN Partners this summer in the education sector. Eamon Burke is an aspiring changemaker from Santa Barbara, California. He is graduating from CCNY with a bachelor's degree in English Literature and International Relations and has recently completed his Isaacs Honors thesis focusing on A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. This summer, he will begin his first position in public service in Washington, D.C., and hopes to develop a career in the U.S. Foreign Service or international development. Milka de la Cruz is a dual art and psychology major at CCNY. She's passionate about helping others and has spent many hours serving the NYC community through working with CCNY Circle K and other nonprofit organizations. She plans to further her career in mental health and higher education to help underrepresented students understand and reach their potential. Now entering are students from the Colin Powell School for Civic and Global Leadership, led by Dr. Andrew Rich, Richard J. Henley, and Susan L. Davis-Dean. Colin Powell School valedictorian Olivia Berry and salutatorians Zine Eberson, Stephen Fernandez, Sumaya Rashid, and Kazi Tejwar flank the banner. Olivia Berry is a biracial first-generation graduate receiving her BA, MA in research psychology with a minor in anthropology. As a recipient of the T34 National Institutes of Health Bridges to Bachelor grant, Olivia was able to transfer to CCNY from Borough of Manhattan Community College, where she received her AA in psychology in 2022. During her time at the Colin Powell School and CCNY, Olivia has been actively involved in a range of research projects. She has presented her work at several conferences and has received awards and certifications for her contributions. Olivia's academic achievements reflect her dedication to her studies and her commitment to making a positive impact in the lives of others. Olivia's journey into researching resilience in children facing trauma is deeply personal, rooted in her own experiences and a profound empathy for others. Olivia's ultimate goal is to obtain a PhD in clinical developmental psychology and to become a university professor, researcher, and clinician focusing on sexual abuse and resilience. She is passionate about integrating evidence-based practice into program development and identifying innovative solutions for poverty alleviation. Olivia looks forward to the continued contributions she will make in the future. Zine Eberson is a South African-born international student majoring in psychology and philosophy. She is honored to be a part of the Colin Powell Fellowship for Leadership and Public Service, a fellowship that challenges and shapes the future leaders of various communities. Growing up in South Africa, Zine always felt a profound purpose in learning and searching for what healing means in different communities. Her experience as a student success guide mentor at the Colin Powell School and a youth mental health intern at iRaise Girls and Boys International had a significant impact on her connection with the field of psychology. Sharing the journey of her own mental health struggles has empowered Zine to ask complex questions about mental health access and the disparity that exists in the larger structure thereof. After graduation, Zine plans to apply for graduation programs that offer dual focus on the philosophy of psychology with a degree in clinical psychology as the main goal. What remains most important about her time at the City College of New York and the Colin Powell School is the community of curious and phenomenal students and faculty that have impacted her life. Zine hopes to spend her future in the academy while using her passion for healing and people to generate more accessible mental health services for all. Most importantly, she will listen, be kind, and share joy wherever she goes. Stephen Fernandez is a first-generation student from the Dominican Republic whose journey to the United States ingrained in him a strong work ethic and a deep appreciation for the value of education. After coming to the United States in 2007, he was raised in the vibrant Hispanic and Latinx community of Inwood, Washington Heights, where his family faced numerous challenges. including housing instability and high living costs. His family's resilience through these challenges fueled his determination to pursue a career in finance to help others with the same needs. He's a financial economics graduate of the City College of New York's Colin Powell School. He discovered his passion for economics and finance through his curiosity about how monetary and banking policies have an impact on individuals and communities, especially in the wake of global events like the pandemic. Throughout his time at CCNY, Stephen has been actively involved in a range of activities, including serving as a teaching assistant in the Department of Finance and founding the Association of Latino Professionals for America, ALPFA chapter at the City College of New York. He has enjoyed multiple career accelerating opportunities, including internships at BNY Mellon, Bloom Energy, and Catholic Charities. Stephen is committed to leveraging his skills and experiences to drive positive change within underrepresented communities and helping business leaders make sound business decisions using data-driven insights. His plans include pursuing a master's degree in applied analytics to further enhance his expertise in financial analytics and obtaining a role within finance analytics, data analytics, or operations to make meaningful contributions to the industry. With a strong sense of resilience, passion, and a relentless pursuit of excellence, Stephen is determined to make a lasting impact, one small step at a time. Sumaya Rashid is a Queens native and a first-generation Bangladeshi American, majoring in psychology with a double minor in international studies and anthropology. She is curious, motivated, and committed to achieving social justice related to promoting mental health accessibility and education equity. Sumaya has participated in the Colin Powell Fellowship in Leadership and Public Service and the S.J. Levy Fellowship for Future Leaders. She has immersed herself in understanding the diverse array of social, political, and cultural perspectives regarding contemporary challenges and addressing them with effective solutions. Through the support of these fellowships, she has interned at the International Rescue Committee and I Raise Girls and Boys International. She is also a student success guide and peer mentor. Sumaya's personal and professional experiences drive her interests in industrial and organizational psychology, specifically in pursuit of a career that transforms the traditional workplace. Kazi Tejwar, a double major in political science and sociology with a minor in legal studies at CCNY, has made significant contributions to civic engagement in his community. As the son of Bengali immigrants from Flatbush, Brooklyn, his commitment to public service is deeply personal. Tejwar played a key role in the John Lewis Initiative, transforming CCNY into an early voting location to expand voting access in Harlem as a rebuke against attacks on voting rights nationwide. This initiative was part of his broader efforts to foster democratic participation, reflecting his dedication to community service and civic engagement. He also aided in revitalizing the Democracy Corps Fellowship at the Colin Powell School, strengthening ties with the NYC Civic Engagement Commission, and creating internship opportunities that encourage civic involvement among students. His internships with notable political leaders like House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries and Congressman Adriano Espaillat, along with his activism with Amnesty International USA against invasive surveillance, have enriched his experience in legislative advocacy, community service, and serving marginalized and disadvantaged communities. Tejwar's journey includes taking advantage of the amount of fellowship opportunities provided through the school, such as the Democracy Corps, Colin Powell Fellowship in Leadership and Public Service, and being named the Ropes and Gray Scholar through the Honors Program in Legal Studies, underscoring his proactive engagement with critical societal issues. Guided by humility, Tejwar's work aims to uplift his community, striving for equal opportunity. His upcoming Capitol Hill internship through the Muslim Public Affairs Council, MPAC, Congressional Fellowship continues his commitment to serving those who shaped his path. Upon graduating, he intends to continue his work to serve the underserved by fighting for greater equity and fairness in the distribution of opportunity in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the distinguished faculty of the City College of New York, who are entering from the east of the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, faculty and graduates, we now welcome special guests of our honorary degree candidates, as well as members from the classes from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, 20 teens, and 2020s. Led into our ceremony today by David Covington, Executive Director of the Alumni Association, and Sarai Perez, a double graduate of City College and Alumni Relations Coordinator for the Office of Institutional Advancement. We are so pleased that so many alumni are celebrating their anniversary with us today, including those representing our anniversary years ending in 4s and 9s. Here's to the anniversary classes of the 2010s, class of 2014 and 2019. Class of 2014, you were able to enjoy more of Manhattan with the opening of Hudson Yards, the city's largest development since Rockefeller Center. You listened to Taylor Swift's album, 1989, the biggest seller of the year and the most awarded pop album of all time to date. And you were made happy by Pharrell Williams' catchy tune, the biggest song of the year. Welcome back, class of 2014, celebrating a 10-year anniversary. Class of 2019, you cheered on the U.S. women's national soccer team as it won its second consecutive Women's World Cup, its 4th overall. You watched the Marvel movie Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, baby, take home 3 Oscars at the Academy Awards. And of course, your lives and those of everyone else were upended by the COVID-19 pandemic. Welcome back, class of 2019, celebrating a 5-year anniversary. Here's to the anniversary classes of the 2000s, class of 2009 and 2004. Class of 2004, you were able to watch your favorite television shows at your convenience, thanks to TiVo, one of the first digital video recorders, DVRs. You witnessed Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction during the Super Bowl halftime show, which instantly became TiVo's most replayed event. And you could no longer smirk at your small-town rivals from Beantown after the Red Sox won their first World Series in 86 years. Welcome back, class of 04, celebrating a 20-year anniversary. I'm now pleased to announce the entrance of the platform party. Please welcome the members of our platform party, the officers of the college, distinguished honorees, honored guests, and leaders of our student government. The provost of the City College, Tony Liss, carries the gavel. The Chief Marshal, Professor Janet Steele, carries the mace and precedes the 13th President of the City College of New York, Dr. Vince Boudreau.
171st commencement ceremony of the City College of New York as we celebrate the commencement exercises. With your permission, Dr. Boudreau, the ceremony will begin.
Let the ceremony begin.
Everyone, please rise as the color guard of the City University Army ROTC program presents the national colors as the national anthem is sung by Kira Luke and Javier Jabara on the piano.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. City College is pleased to welcome all our special guests, today's graduates and their families, and our alumni. Here to welcome you and present his charge to the students is President of the City College of New York, Dr. Vince Boudreau.
Trustee Vivolo, Vice Chancellor Sarmiento, members of the City College faculty and staff, friends and family, graduating class of 2024, welcome to the City College commencement. It would probably be disingenuous not to begin by acknowledging the difficult times we find ourselves in today. Starting with the Hamas attack on October 7th and continuing through the war in Gaza, we've seen and heard heart-wrenching accounts of lives and families shattered, of communities torn apart or ground into dust. And at this college, we mourn them all, everyone. That suffering, the suffering inflicted by war on populations around the world, are keenly felt on college campuses, because a key part of our mandate is to use the opportunity of education, the opportunity of being together with one another on this space to make things better. That mandate has encouraged in some of you an impulse to protest, to target university policies that cut against the grain of your personal or political commitments. Others of you have found these protests intimidating, even threatening, or found their assertions disagreeable. For the leadership of this college, myself included, this moment has posed the challenges of balancing the right to free and peaceful protest, an expression of participant values and commitment that we recognize and respect, let me ask you in the back, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, students, this graduation is for you. You've traveled to come here. You've struggled to reach your graduation day. We will celebrate your achievement without interruption. So let me say that for the leadership of this college, myself included, we have tried to balance our respect for the right to protest with the task of keeping each and every member of our community safe and making sure that our core educational mission proceeds unimpeded. Now, I'm keenly aware that on all sides, there are people that think we maybe failed to strike the appropriate balance. But it has been an effort that we've recalibrated almost every day against challenges that have changed from one day to the next. So there's a reason why striking a balance has been such a painstaking and difficult endeavor, as it speaks to this core mission, the mission of making things better that I mentioned just a few moments ago. Every day on this campus, we've constituted an intellectual community dedicated both to seeking out individual truths and provisioning one another with these truths. That is to say, providing ourselves with the substantive knowledge that is the currency of our academic disciplines, and building the capacity in each of you to carry that truth-seeking mission forward when you leave this place, to build, wherever you find yourself, your own community of truth seekers, taking on the most daunting challenges we face today and challenges that will arise in the future. For 7 commencements, I have stood before graduating CCNY classes and expressed my faith in the distinctiveness of a city college education, that our values and our diversity provide a particularly powerful remedy for some of the worst problems that plague our society. That is, our apparent and growing inability to find common ground in debate, for the erosion of civility in our society, for the tendency to encounter differences with uncertainty and suspicion instead of curiosity and intellectual openness. My decades on this campus have strengthened in me the conviction that we have powerful medicine at CCNY and in your work to remedy these ills. That the work of the college embodied in its graduates carries experience and wisdom that this world sorely needs. But we must also acknowledge that this year has put those capacities to a test, facing, as they have, powerful headwinds. Most immediately, of course, these are the headwinds of how conflict abroad has divided relationships and communities at home. But beyond that, it's impossible not to see in the lives of students the legacies of anxieties carried forward from pandemic-imposed years of isolation from one another, or anxieties born of a national reassessment of what it means in modern society to prepare a career, to seek out rewarding work, and to balance the requirements of that work with the other elements of a life that is well and fully lived. Or finally, the anxieties that arise from the deep and looming challenges of climate change and what that means for our future together on this planet. But even acknowledging these headwinds, my faith in you, graduates, remains unbowed, undiluted, unwavering, because I have seen how you have engaged with one another, have seen how, from your very first moment on this campus, you have taken up the challenge in your work, in your plans, in your aspirations to make things better. My faith is, in fact, bolstered by the spectacle of you here today, gathered on this lawn, surrounded in the back by older generations whose dreams you embody, and younger siblings and cousins to whom you are showing a way forward. And I know that no City College graduate from 1847 up until this very moment has ever reached the graduation stage without overcoming and taming self-doubt and hardship. Today, you take your place among those storied generations that have preceded you at this institution. For this now is also your legacy, graduates. A legacy of building resilience out of challenge, of drawing strength from adversity, of gathering the energies of the whole people to make our society more fully whole by your leadership, by your insight, and by your vast, vast talents. And here's something else you must surely know. That building a community out there that incorporates what you have learned in here will be doubly difficult. You'll need to lean into your CCNY education, use it to ground you in new worlds of work and new communities of interaction. You'll need constantly to study and to think, and above all, to value and nurture the particular gifts you bring with you out into the world. For this is no ordinary college, and you are not ordinary graduates. And those gifts, nurtured on this campus, but native to each and every one of you, are profound, and they are beautiful, and they are precious. And so, my beloved graduates, let me say this. I hold you in the very highest esteem and admiration. I offer you my deepest and most profound congratulations. Do well. Make us proud. And know that you carry our hearts and our hopes with you as you leave this place and wherever you may go. Congratulations. Thank you. Godspeed.
The salutatory address will now be given by Hannah Conchali, salutatorian of the class of 2024.
Good morning to the class of 2024. I first want to thank the esteemed faculty in the platform party, my amazing professors and mentors for the honor of being here to speak with you all today. Thank you to the graduates, the families, and friends for joining us here as we all celebrate. I need to tell you all first, graduates and families, I'm so incredibly proud of you all. Like myself, You have overcome incredible boundaries and obstacles, not over the past 4 years, but over generations. Today, we celebrate not an ordinary accomplishment, but instead something our ancestors have dreamed of. My name is Hannah Al-Khanshali, and I am the first woman in my father's Yemeni family to receive a college education. Thank you. Thank you. For Yemeni women, either those in Yemen or the United States, pursuing an education is not the norm, nor usually encouraged. But my story is not a normal one, and for that, I must thank my family and the women who have fought for me and my individuality from the moment I was born, my mom and grandma, who are here today. When I was 4 years old, my mom brought me to sit next to her in algebra when she went back to school at CSI, where I would quietly scribble numbers across the page thinking that I was doing algebra. And this opportunity opened up my mind to education and what I could be capable of. My younger sisters are watching me graduate today, Assalamu alaikum Maryam and Sara, and have eagerly asked if I'm now a scientist. But all I hope for is that I can use my voice and my opportunity that I have here today to set a precedent for them so that they can also receive education and for women's education in general. Thank you. I am so inspired by Aruba Al-Mansouri, the Yemeni CCNY salutatorian from 2016, who has done the same in her family. What if the next cancer therapies were in the mind of a woman who never had the opportunity to get a quality education? The world as we know it has been shaped by women who have used their voice without fear. The leading women of our future are here today and are in this crowd as I'm looking at all of you. So congratulations. The word opportunity here is vital, whether that is because it is prevented due to gender inequality, or basic needs being unmet, or the lack of standing universities. Without an opportunity and a person utilizing their voice to uplift you, as well as one willing to listen, progress and upward mobility are nearly impossible. I am so proud and inspired by the resilient City College students of 2024. We follow a historical legacy of students fighting for those who cannot fight for themselves, raising their voices against social injustice and inequality, and for change within CUNY over decades. Your voice is so powerful to the point where it can give hope to children on the other side of the world. We are now at a crossroads where we can use our education and the opportunity we have been given to make a difference in the generations that follow us. To use our voices to uplift the next potential scientists, educators, journalists, activists, healthcare workers, engineers, or artists. And we are who we are today because of our family, our mentors, our predecessors who have overcome almost uncrossable boundaries, allowing us to accomplish more than what they could have ever imagined. That is why it is important that we use our voice and our opportunity that has been granted to us to pay it forward, to fight for change, to fight for basic human rights as simple as life, and protect the dreams of children today so that they may have an education like all of us tomorrow. With that, I hope you all realize how incredible and capable all of you are, and ready you are for what is next. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the class of 2024.
The valedictory address will now be given by Viren Segal, valedictorian of the class of 2024.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you too. Thank you, President Boudreau, Dean Green, Teresa Scala, Provost Liss, Ms. Gornick, and the entire Platform Party. My dear parents, fellow graduates esteemed faculty, proud families, and cherished friends. Before I begin today, can I please get a huge round of applause for all the graduates here today? This is your day. I don't even know what to say. We stand here today on the precipice of a new and exhilarating adventure. Take a moment, breathe in the scent of accomplishment, and feel the invigorating current of possibility crackling in the air. Look around you. We are not where we began. Just as Professor Albus Dumbledore once said, Harry Potter fans, it matters not where you began, but what you grow to be. We stand bathed in the warm glow of achievement, not because the climb was easy, but because surrender was never an option. Let's not forget the unique path we forged as a class of 2024. We entered college under the shadow of a global pandemic. COVID locked down some of the most joyous aspects of high school and being a second semester senior. Many of us missed the joy of prom and the final goodbyes of high school graduation and the final bell. We entered college not through the gates and halls, but through Zoom and Blackboard. Yet, even as screens replaced classrooms and connections felt distant, we persevered. This very moment, being seated together here, is an attestation to our collective strength and resolute dedication. Our journey has been a tapestry woven with a myriad of experiences. Exams loomed like ominous storm clouds. Train delays conspired against our schedules. And every now and then, self-belief flickered precariously. I actually still get flashbacks from the one when it would be delayed, but that was only during test days for some reason. I don't know why. But within each of us, a spark remained, an ember of fierce determination that refused to be extinguished. We chose the arduous path of perseverance. We stumbled, yes, but within each tumble, we learned, we adapted, and we transformed those stumbles into stepping stones, propelling us higher. Do you remember the long nights driven by ambition, fueled by the fountain of coffee? Or if you're some of my friends, Celsius. Where's Dylan? I see Dylan over there. Oh my God, Dylan goes through so many cans of Celsius, he could be a sponsor. Do you remember what about the nights of tireless revisions, birthed groundbreaking ideas that illuminated the path forward? These are the threads, the moments of struggle and triumph that have woven the magnificent tapestry that you're all wearing today. We celebrate not the academic achievements we've garnered, but also the unwavering spirit that brought us here. For many of us, the word no was a familiar refrain. Being told I couldn't do something, that I wasn't good at it, being dismissed and underestimated was almost a daily occurrence for me until I had enough. One of my friends told me, always remember, why not you? Why can't you do something? It's your life, not others. They don't control your destiny, only you do. If we all constantly abided by those telling us no, this country would never have been founded or even gained independence. The Wright brothers, Steve Jobs, and even Jonas Salk, our fellow alumnus, they all would not have made the things that play an integral role in our lives today if they listened to those who told them no. If we all constantly abided by being told no, this school would not have been established. The City College of New York, which was the first free public institution of higher education in the United States. Thank you, yes. And has given rise to 10 Nobel laureates, 3 Pulitzer Prize winners, and most importantly, thousands of graduates who have changed the world, many of whom are first generation. Fun fact, I actually found out about the Sophie Davis program in City College by somebody telling me no. They said I wasn't good enough and that I wouldn't get in, so I shouldn't even apply. If I listened to her telling me no, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have shared all of these experiences with you all. All of us are here because we've rewritten the script of being told no. We stood our ground and crafted a new narrative. As Rosa Parks once said, Stand for something, or you will fall for anything. Today's mighty oak is yesterday's nut that held its ground. With that being said, let this be our collective manifesto. Why not us? Say it with me. Why not us? Today and every day henceforth, we celebrate the resounding no we collectively defied, and the chorus of yes we sang to possibility. We celebrate the courage that lit the way on even the most obscured and daunting paths. It's always impossible until it's done, my friends. It's always impossible until it's done. Your future is an open canvas, an unwritten masterpiece waiting to be brought to life. You, my fellow graduates, you hold the brush, the power to create a life of breathtaking beauty and boundless potential. Dream audaciously, strive relentlessly, and never forget, every goal achieved is a testament to the prolific power and potential that resides within each one of you. When I was asked to serve as valedictorian, they asked me one final question. Why do you want to be valedictorian? I responded saying it wouldn't be for me. It would be for my parents sitting right there, who left their established life in India and came to this beautiful nation with $15 left to their name and a suitcase filled with aspirations, who told me my attitude determines my altitude and to chase prestige, not purpose. It would be for my neighbors who looked after me when I was young and my parents were at work. It would be, of course, for my friends, shout out Peter, Josh, Alex, Eamon, Amani, Ivy, Cheyenne, Bayan, Eric, Chisholm, Zach, Vinny, and everyone else who have stuck with me. These guys are in the crowd here, but there are so many more, too many to list. They all took me under their wing, believed in me, and became my second family. It would be for Farley and Manoj and the staff who always said they were proud and to keep it up, not just to me, but to every single student they came across. It would also be for all my teachers and faculty here at City College who, despite their own battles, fatigue, and personal commitments, stood with us every day, offering not just knowledge, but unwavering guidance, support, and patience. They nurtured our potential, and for that, from the bottom of my heart, from all our hearts, thank you. But most importantly, it would be for my entire family. It's taken generations of their dedication, sacrifice, and hard work to get me to where I am today. Most of them are in India, and I actually haven't seen them in about 10 years. I know they're watching on YouTube right now, so please excuse me, because this next part, this is for them. Sabko namaste, aap kaise ho? मेरे को मालूम है कि सिर्फ 10 साल हुए जब से मैं आया हूँ इंडिया, लेकिन आप चिंता नहीं करो, मम्मी पापा दादाजी हम सब ठीक है यहाँ पे, हम सब खुश हैं। मेरा उम्मीद है कि एक दिन हम वापस आ सकते हैं आपको मिलके। आप चिंता नहीं करो, हम ठीक है। आप एक दिन आ सकते हो, वो भी बहुत बड़ी होगा। आपका ख्याल रखना, हम फिर मिलते हैं। Thank you. That was a little Hindi over there. The reason I mention all of this is because as we embark on our individual journeys, I would be remiss if I did not remind you to remember your roots. Remember them. Thank them. A tree can only grow as high as the roots that support it. Let the light we have cultivated here illuminate the path ahead. Remember the roots that nurtured you, the City College of New York, the families who supported you with unwavering love, the mentors who guided you with wisdom and patience, the friends who were your second family. And especially, do not forget Mohammed, Felipe, and the Yangs, who run Halal Cart, The Deli, and Cafe One. I know they've kept me and a whole lot of you running these past few years. They are the foundation upon which you have built your success. Never forget them. No matter how high you go, never ever forget them. As Americans, we are the sons and daughters of immigrants, of dreamers, of those who dared to believe in the impossible. We are the inheritors of a legacy built on grit, determination, and the unwavering conviction that no is simply the beginning of a much more empowering question. Why not us? Class of 2024, remember where you came from, for it's the foundation upon which you stand. Never forget the sacrifices made, the love that fueled you, and the City College of New York that empowered you. Now go forth and paint your masterpiece. The world awaits the brilliance you hold within. Congratulations, everyone. I can't wait to see everything you'll do. Onwards.
The Provost of the City College, Dr. Tony Liss, will present the candidate for the honorary degree. Provost Liss.
President Boudreau, I have the honor of presenting Vivian Gornick for the, sorry, I don't have a text. For the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Journalist, essayist, critic, and memoirist, Vivian Gornick, class of 1957, you are the keynote speaker at the City College of New York's 171st commencement ceremony today. Since your graduation from CCNY, you've achieved renown and garnered many accolades for your work. As a prominent feminist, you've authored 11 books, including 1987's Fierce Attachments, a memoir, which was selected in 2019 as the New York Times #1 best memoir of the past 50 years. Your book was widely acclaimed. It was acclaimed for its emotional honesty and vivid portrayal of tenement life in the Bronx of the 1950s. In addition to books, you've published numerous essays and works of criticism. You've received many, many honors for your work. You've served as a fellow at the Radcliffe Institute at Harvard University and acted as the Bedell Distinguished Visiting Professor in the University of Iowa's Nonfiction Writing Program. Completing your MA in Literature at New York University in 1960, you subsequently pursued doctoral studies at the University of California, Berkeley. As the child of parents you called urban peasants, you believe that you and thousands of others like you attended the City College during a golden age in which one, as you said, lived with a strong sense of the life of the mind. Your attachment to CCNY remains deep after so many decades, and you are currently at work on a memoir about your years at City College. In 2023, you received the Townsend Harris Medal from the Alumni Association of the City College. The City College of New York acknowledges your outstanding career in the literary world and your dedication to your alma mater over the years. And therefore, on behalf of the college, we confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Vivian Gornick, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations. You'll be hooded first. Oh, she's already hooded. So.
Okay.
Loma,
Thank you.
thank you very much. I will shake your hand. Congratulations. And now the podium is yours.
Hi. That's a hard act to follow, but I will try. As you've been told, I graduated in 1957. That's like medical science is a miracle, right? But here we are. And indeed, I've been writing a memoir about City College, and I have decided to read to you from that memoir, and I hope that will serve as my keynote address. As thousands before me have said, for us it was City College or nothing. I enjoyed the solidarity those words invoked, but rejected the implied deprivation. From first day to last, I felt privileged to be a student at City, privileged and profoundly at home. It was not from the faculty that City drew its reputation for intellectual goodness. It was, I'm not going to apologize for all the gaffes I'm about to make. It was not from the faculty, it was from its students, it was from us. Not that we were intellectually distinguished, we weren't, but our hungry energy vitalized the place. Most of us had been reading in bottled up silence from the age of 6 on, and City College was our great release. At City, I sat talking in a basement cafeteria until 10 or 11 at night with a half dozen others who also never wanted to go home to Brooklyn or the Bronx. And here in the cafeteria, my education took root. Here I learned that Faulkner was America, Dickens was politics, Marx was sex, that I came from a ghetto, and D.H. Lawrence was a visionary. Here, my love of literature named itself, and the immense value of thought, sheer thought, blossomed. I discovered that people were transformed by ideas, and that intellectual conversation was erotic. While we pursued the life of the mind, we felt known to ourselves and to one another. The world made sense. There was ground beneath our feet, a place in the universe to stand. City College made conscious in me inner coherence as a first value. Who were we? Where did we come from? What did we look like trudging up the hill between Convent Avenue and the subway, sitting obediently in class, arguing madly as soon as the bell rang? We were the children of tailors, shopkeepers, factory workers, accountants, bakers, dress cutters, clerks, milkmen, bus drivers. Our shoes were scuffed, our clothes came from chain stores, our haircuts from neighborhood barbershops and beauty parlors. And what did we know of the world? Nothing. At the same time, how many of us were wise beyond our years? One afternoon during an English lit class, a number of us were buzzing about a boy sitting in the back of the room who looked nothing like us. He was slim and good looking, his haircut was a work of art, and he was wearing a navy blue sweater. The wool was thin, that lay beautifully flat on his chest. I thought he was French. The girl in front of me twisted around in her seat and whispered, "He's from Bard." The girl on my left said, "Where's that?" The girl on my right said, "What's that?" But when the teacher asked us why, Isabel Archer went back to Gilbert Osmond at the end of Portrait of a Lady, and a number of students, in perfect imitation of Henry James, called out that morally speaking it was the right thing to do. It was the girl on my right who said, "She's afraid of herself." And there you had City College, unworldliness trumped by the insights of lived experience. Throughout the school's history, lived experience had held pride of place, and I dare say still does. Not so many years ago, I was told that a writer who had taught at 2 posh schools and then at City College said, at Chicago, all they wanted to know was, what's the theory? At Yale, all they wanted to know was, what's the technique? At City, all they wanted to know was, how does this relate to real life? Not so original. A man who'd been a former classmate of mine at City once said to me, "In my neighborhood, you went to grade school, you went to high school, and then you went to City College." It was the same where I lived. City College was spoken of as though it was an extension of the public school system we all knew. Only the formula usually applied to the boys in the neighborhood, not the girls. Every girl I grew up with went to secretarial school after high school and then got married. End of story. I was the only girl on the block who went to college. And how, one might ask, did that come about? It was my mother who had encouraged me to take the academic, not the commercial course, when I entered high school. This had been an act of stubborn courage on her part, because at the time, my father, who died young, had been gone only a few years. My mother was barely holding the house together, and she knew that her family had expected me, at the age of 17, to go out and get a job. When it turned out that I badly wanted to go to college, she held her ground. Where is it written that a working-class widow's daughter should go to college? My Uncle Jack asked, drinking coffee at our kitchen table on a Saturday morning in my senior year in high school. Here it is written, my mother said, tapping the table hard with her middle finger. Right here it is written, the girl goes to college. Oh, so very good. Why he had pursued. No, it's not all bread and roses, believe me. Well, here it is written, the girl goes to college, why he had pursued. Because I say so. But why? What do you think will come of it? I don't know. I only know she's clever, she deserves an education, and she's going to get one. This is America. She's not a cow in the field only waiting for a bull to mate with. Where had that come from? I had wondered in silent amazement. Yet, it must also be said that no matter how much our families revered education and wanted us to rise in the world, the experience of a first-generation college student in an immigrant home was bound to be fraught, as the discrepancy between the idea and the reality inevitably created a divide within the family of seismic proportion. In a memoir I wrote in the 1980s, I speak intimately of how becoming that first-generation student played out in mine. And with the indulgence of all of you, I will quote myself a bit. This is what I wrote about being a commuter student. We still use the subways, still walk the familiar streets between classes, still return to the neighborhood each night, talked to our high school friends, and went to sleep in our childhood beds. But secretly, we had begun to live in a world inside our heads where we read, thought, and talked in a way that separated us from our parents, the life of the house and that of the street. We had been initiated, had learned the difference between hidden and expressed thought. This made us subversives in our own homes. My emotionally explosive mother never knew what hit her, and very quickly I think she was of two minds about me and City. She had certainly wanted me to go to school, no question about that, had been energized by the determination that I do so, but she hadn't understood that going to school meant I would start thinking coherently and out loud. She was taken by violent surprise when my sentences got longer within a month of those first classes. Longer, more complicated, formed by words whose meaning she did not always understand. I had never used a word she didn't understand, or made a sentence whose logic she couldn't follow, or attempted an opinion that grew out of an abstraction. It made her crazy. Her face began to take on a look of animal cunning when I started a sentence that could not possibly be concluded before 3 clauses had hit the air. Cunning sparked anger. Anger flamed into rage. "What are you talking about?" she would shout at me. "What are you talking about? Speak English, please. We all understand English in this house. Speak it." She didn't know why she was angry, and if she'd been told she was angry, she would have denied it, would have found a way to persuade both herself and any interested listener that she was proud I was in school. Only why did I have to be such a show-off? Was that what going to college was all about? Now take Mr. Lewis, the insurance agent, an educated man if ever there was one, got a degree from City College in 1929. 1929, mind you, and never made you feel stupid. Always spoke in simple sentences, but later you thought about what he had said. That's the way an educated person should talk. Here's this snot-nosed kid coming into the kitchen with all these big words, sentences you can't make head or tail of. She was, of course, right, only it would take me 40 years to realize how right she was. On the other hand, she never understood arguing. We never stopped talking. Now I'm back to City College. Mainly, I guess, because we did very little else. Most of us came into City College virgins and went out the same way. And all of us were restricted by working class economics, hardly ever going to plays, concerts, or any kind of paid entertainment. Conversation was our all. And at City in the 1950s, that meant arguing. Arguing was mother's milk to most of us, what we did every day in the house, on the street, in the neighborhood. It was, in fact, the only way most of us had ever known how to encounter one another. Everyone argued, our mothers and fathers, our neighbors, our playmates. You did it well, or you did it less than well, or you did it badly. It didn't really matter. Nothing special attached to you with regard to how well you argued. I never knew I was smart, said a former classmate of mine, until I got to CCNY. And right away, someone was telling me my position was smart, but he didn't agree with it. I looked at him. I was just talking, like I did every day of my life on the block. Only here at City, it seemed, I had a position. And the guy didn't agree with it, but it was smart. It was during the radicalized 1930s that City College became famous for the depth and maturity of those overheated debating skills practiced by a small but significant number of students who, in response to the highly political atmosphere brought on by the Great Depression, developed radical debate very nearly to the level of Talmudic studies. These were 19 and 20-year-old boys arguing like seasoned speakers, schooled in the finer points of literature, philosophy, and political theory, as though a world of values was at stake, very often debating like Lenin, who had famously said, "I do not argue to defeat my opponent, I argue to annihilate him." Within 20 years, many of these 30s debaters at CCNY would emerge as the country's most effective public intellectuals, leaving the school in possession of its richly romantic reputation as a proletarian Harvard. The polemical urgency that accompanied argumentation when I was at City was certainly not what it had once been. The Cold War 1950s were not, after all, the Depression 30s or World War II 40s. But still, the spiritual heat that argument inevitably aroused in everyone kept us sounding more like the immigrant hotheads from whom we sprang than the keepers of the culture to whom we aspired. For many years, I saw myself as a born ideologue, the allure of one systematic devotion or another, socialism, psychoanalysis, women's rights, all of them, each in turn, exerting its influence on me. Exciting, poetic, full of yearning and promise. The panic and confusion of life in the moment pushed back, making the world feel magically whole. But once, during the 1980s, Joan Didion scornfully informed the feminists that ideology did not produce art. She missed the point, did not grasp the rapture of the thing itself, did not understand that ideology flows from the same urgency as art, the need to feel alive within ourselves. And in some places, the streams intermingle. In the mid-1950s, I experienced this urgency daily at lunch in the City College cafeteria, arguing a position. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Didion. President Boudreau, candidates for degrees in coursework will now be presented to you by Provost Tony Liss. Provost Liss.
Candidates for graduate degrees and undergraduate degrees from the Bernard and Ann Spitzer School of Architecture will be presented by Dean Marta Gutman. Candidates for graduate degrees, please rise. Candidates for undergraduate degrees, please rise.
Stand up. Thank you. President Boudreau, the Bernard and Ann Spitzer School of Architecture, the flagship public school of architecture in New York City, is one of the most diverse architecture schools in the United States. Spitzer class of 2024, I am certain you will change the world for the better. You are poised to transform the professions of architecture, landscape architecture, and urban design by virtue of who you are and what you have learned. I am so proud of your accomplishments, your perseverance, your tolerance, and your dedication, unwavering, to justice, equity, and inclusion. President Boudreau, it is my great honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Architecture and Bachelor of Science in Architecture, and in absentia, degrees for the Master of Architecture, Master of Science in Architecture, Master of Landscape Architecture, and Master of Urban Design.
So this is both for the architecture students and all the rest of you. The next thing I say is, candidates, please sit down. So this is your chance after your dean speaks to celebrate yourselves. I'll give you one more shot. Let's hear it for the architecture school. Thank you, Dean Gutman. Candidates, please be seated.
Candidates for graduate degrees and undergraduate degrees in the School of Education will be presented by the Dean of the School of Education. Will be presented by the Dean of the School of Education, Edwin M. Lamboy. Everybody stand up.
Good morning, buenos dias. President Boudreau, the birthright of every child in America. The graduates of the School of Education are prepared and committed to improving the life chances of children and youth everywhere, but especially in this great global city. Through thoughtful and innovative preparation, they have developed the knowledge, skills, and dispositions to provide rigorous and engaging learning opportunities for all children, as well as an understanding and respect for linguistic and ethnic diversity. The communities they will serve as teachers and school leaders, and the role that public education must play in advancing social justice in our democratic nation. I have the honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Science in Education, and the candidates for advanced certificates in School Building Leader, District Leader, Mathematics Education, Science Education, Spanish Education, English Education, and I'm not done, Social Studies Education, Early Childhood Education, and Educational Theater, as well as the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Education.
Right. Thank you, Dean Lamboy. Candidates, please be seated.
Candidates from the Sophie Davis undergraduate program. I don't know if we have any here, but candidates for the Sophie Davis undergraduate program in biomedical. in biomedical education at the CUNY School of Medicine will be presented by Dean Carmen Renee Green, MD. Candidates, please remain risen.
As Dean of the City University of New York School of Medicine, in the midst of a physician shortage, we are New York City's medical school. We produce the doctors that New York needs and wants to see. Today, I have the honor, and I'm very proud of you, to present the candidates from the Sophie Davis undergraduate program in biomedical education. President Boudreau, there's an urgent and dire need for physicians to care for an increasingly multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multilingual society in a global New York City, especially in those areas that are medically underserved. There is also a need for people who are underrepresented in medicine to enter the profession and to address educational and health disparities. Our school builds on a 50-year tradition of inclusive excellence in addressing these disparities. It is indeed an honor to present our next generation of healers and leaders, the Sophie Davis candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science. They have already demonstrated their commitment to addressing the social determinants of health, health equity, and social justice, while assiduously working to eliminate educational and healthcare disparities in our time. President Boudreau.
I'm going to say it, so. Thank you, Dean Green. Candidates, please be seated.
Okay, this next one's a little bit long, so at least let me get started. Candidates for graduate degrees and candidates for undergraduate degrees in the Colin Powell School for Civic and Global Leadership, which includes the departments of anthropology, gender studies and international studies, economics and business, political science, psychology, and sociology, will be presented by Dean Andrew Rich. Candidates for graduate degrees, please rise. Candidates for master's degrees, please rise. Candidates for undergraduate degrees, please rise.
All right. President Boudreau, the mission of the Colin Powell School for Civic and Global Leadership is to transform one of the nation's most diverse student populations into tomorrow's global leaders. We train and lift our graduates to become leaders across sectors and in service to society. The future of New York City and the nation requires no less from us. We need people trained in the social sciences who can lead radical reimaginings of ways to address the current injustices and inequities in our city and society. And that is what we develop at the Colin Powell School. Those qualities can be found among our more than 1,000 candidates for degrees today. Our candidates are poised to make a positive difference in domestic and international politics and policy, public service, law, business and finance, and individual and organizational psychological well-being. They're prepared to take power and to challenge systems of power and to transform our society for the better. They're an extraordinary group and we expect great things from them. It is my honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Arts, Master of Public Administration, Master of International Relations, and Master of Science, and candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Rich. Candidates, please be seated.
Candidates from the Division of Humanities and the Arts, and I think we have a few. which includes the departments of art, English, classical and modern languages and literatures, history, media and communication arts, music, philosophy and theater, and programs in Asian studies, Black studies, and Jewish studies will now be presented by Dean Renata Miller. Candidates, please rise.
President Boudreau, in the Division of Humanities and the Arts, we develop understandings of humanity across time, geography, and culture as we study languages, literatures, arts, philosophies, histories, theater, media, and music from around the globe. We connect with others across differences of background and belief as we shape the images we see in daily life, in advertisements or film or on stage, and the things we hear on the radio and in concerts, and the things that we read and the voices that get published, and the histories that are written and studied. Our work expands our capacity for understanding and for caring about people who are not like ourselves. It also allows us to imagine new possibilities. Our students are thus ideally suited to the work of building a better world. It is my honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees Master of Fine Arts, Master of Professional Studies, Master of Music, Master of Arts, and candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Arts.
Thank you, Dean Miller. Candidates, please be seated.
Candidates from the Division of Science. Which includes the departments of Biology, Chemistry and Biochemistry, Earth and Atmospheric Science, Mathematics, and Physics will be presented by Dean Susan Perkins.
For 177 years now, City College has welcomed students from New York City and all over the globe who have come to us with curious minds about the world around us. We take pride in having been part of the journey of 10 alumni who went on to win the Nobel Prize so far, as well as the journey of all of our students, including today's graduates, as they pursue careers in research, medicine, education, business, and beyond. Whether in the lab or the classroom, we have endeavored to bestow upon the graduates of the Division of Science not just knowledge, but even more fundamentally, a desire to never stop learning and to always retain that initial curiosity and drive that brought them to us in the first place. President Boudreau, the Division of Science is proud to recognize our graduates with PhD degrees, Masters of Science degrees, and Bachelors of Science degrees. I am proud to introduce you to Adiyaya Sharma, our Division of Science valedictorian, and Zara McPartland, the Division of Science salutatorian. And I would also like to personally salute the 2024 City College salutatorian, Hannah Kanshali, who is from the Division of Science. We are so proud of all of our graduates and wish them the best wherever your lives may take you.
Come on, Science. Thank you, Dean Perkins. Candidates, please take your seats.
Candidates for undergraduate and graduate degrees from the Division of Interdisciplinary Studies at the Center for Worker Education. will be presented by Dean Juan Carlos Mercado. Candidates, please remain standing.
President Boudreau, you know very well that the transformative power of higher education belongs not just to our youth. It is also a rich and deep experience for those who can bring the real-world experience to the enterprise. The candidates for Bachelor and Master of Arts in the City College Downtown Division of Interdisciplinary Studies at the Center for Work Education have returned to school as adults. Their college studies are informed by their varied life experience and keen desire to learn. I am honored to present them to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Mercado. Come on. Candidates, please take your seats.
Those who have worked towards their Master of Science degrees through the Sustainability in the Urban Environment program will be recognized by Professor Kyle McDonald, Director of the Sustainability in the Urban Environment Master of Science program of the City College of New York. Candidates, please rise.
President Boudreau, we are proud to commend to your attention the students in the Sustainability in the Urban Environment program who have earned their Master of Science degrees through offerings from the Division of Science, the Spitzer School of Architecture, the Grove School of Engineering, and the Colin Powell School for Civic and Global Leadership. These individuals arrived here with a passion for safeguarding the health of our planet and building a sustainable society. They came to us with a passion for ensuring the health of our planet in the face of rapid urbanization, climate change, and resource limitations. By capitalizing on their interdisciplinary perspectives and skills, and by together advancing integrative and holistic ways of thinking, they are now well positioned to confront the challenges faced by Earth's life-sustaining system and to work at reducing humanity's heavy footprint on an increasingly fragile Earth. We look to them with hope, and we offer our encouragement as they strive to build better urban futures, cities more ecologically robust, economically resilient, and socially just.
All right. Thank you. Director McDonald, candidates, please be seated.
Those who have worked towards their degrees through SEEK program will be recognized by Professor Anna Zavalas of the SEEK program. SEEK students, please rise.
Buen día a todos. Good day. President Boudreau, born out of the civil rights movement, the CCNY SEEK program was the first program within CUNY, the model program. For more than 50 years, SEEK has supported students in their search for education, elevation, and knowledge. Our 2024 graduates have persevered despite many challenges faced over the past years, and now this phase of the search has been successfully completed. It is therefore with great pleasure and an even greater sense of pride that I commend to your special attention students in the SEEK program who have earned their baccalaureate degrees
throughout all of the divisions and schools of the college. Congratulations, Seekers. We're so proud of you.
Thank you, Professor Zavalos. Candidates, please be seated.
We are coming down the home stretch. Candidates for graduate degrees and undergraduate degrees in the Grove School of Engineering will be presented by Dr. Alexander Kouzis. Candidates for doctoral degrees, candidates for master's degrees, please rise. Candidates for undergraduate degrees, please rise.
President Boudreau, distinguished guests, fellow faculty, and the graduating class of 2024. This is for you all. Today, we celebrate the next generation of engineers and computer scientists from the Grove School of Engineering and Computer Science. Our graduates have always been at the forefront of technological achievements and advancements. And today, we witness the next generation of visionaries to shape our futures. Graduates, you have the power to make a difference. Seize the opportunities, take risks, and challenge the status quo. The world needs your creativity and determination. We're extremely proud of all of you. President Boudreau, it is my honor to present our graduates, including our cohorts for doctoral degrees, master's, and bachelor's candidates. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Kouzis. You guys just petered out there for a second. Candidates, please be seated.
President Boudreau, as representatives of their classmates, Asif Sattar, President of the Undergraduate Student Council, valedictorian Viren Segal, and Hannah Kanchali, salutatorian, please come forward and stand by President Boudreau. President Boudreau, all of the candidates for degrees have been presented to you. Will all candidates for doctoral, master, advanced certificates, and baccalaureate degrees please rise? That's all of you. President Boudreau, I present to you the candidates for doctoral degrees, the candidates for master's degrees, the candidates for advanced certificates, and candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the City College of New York. Is that as loud as you can be? These candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their respective degrees, and on behalf of the faculty of the City College of New York, I recommend that they be awarded these degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, I hereby confer your degrees upon you with all the rights, the privileges, the responsibilities thereto appertaining. Candidates, please move your tassel to the left side of your mortarboards. We welcome you to the community of scholars.
Good afternoon, graduates and guests and alumni. My name is Larry Greengrass, class of '73, and I have the honor of serving as president of the Alumni Association. We want to add our congratulations to all of the graduates today. And on behalf of the Alumni Association, present these medals to Vivian and Hannah for everything that they have accomplished. Congratulations to both of you.
Let's get a quick photo together. Let's go to the side of the President of Georgia. Congratulations again.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the chair of the board of the Foundation for City College, Mr. Marty Cohen, to administer the ephebic oath. Please remain standing.
On behalf of the Foundation for City College, which I'm proud to say has supported each and every one of you throughout your higher education, congratulations. Please repeat after me. We men and women graduating from the City College of New York do this day, after the manner of the Athenian youths of old about to enter public life, congratulations for staying in tune here. We take this oath of devotion to the city of New York. We will never bring disgrace to our city by any act of dishonesty or cowardice, nor ever desert our suffering comrades in the ranks. We will fight for the ideals and sacred things of the city, both alone and with many. We will revere and obey the city's laws and do our best to incite a like respect and reverence in those things about us who are prone to annul them and set them at naught. Almost there. We will strive unceasingly to quicken the public's sense of civic duty. And thus, in all these ways, we will strive to transmit this city, and not only less, but greater, better, and more beautiful than it was transmitted to us. Congratulations.
Please remain standing. Please, everyone, please rise. As Simona Daniele sings our college's alma mater, Lavender, My Lavender, she will be accompanied by Professor Mike Holliver. The words to the alma mater can be found on the back cover of your program. We ask that graduates and guests please stay in place until the platform party and the faculty have left the area.
sons of City College, trusty hearts and mighty hands, rally warriors streaming banner with its dauntless emblem stands. Send a cheer to heaven ringing, voicing in a fond acclaim, faith and pride in alma mater and her never dying fame. Lavender, my lavender, lavender, my lavender, on the field of life's endeavor, bound by ties that naught can sever. Hail, we alma mater ever. Lavender, my lavender. Daughters wise of City College, join your voices in the song to the lasted cheers of brothers at your effort, clear and strong. Send a hymn to heaven singing, filled with love and fond acclaim, faith and pride in alma mater and her never dying fame. Lavender, my lavender, lavender, my lavender, on the field of life's endeavor, bound by ties that naught can sever. Hail, we alma mater ever. Lavender, my lavender, lavender, my lavender.
Congratulations to the class of 2024 of the City College of New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for just a moment as the platform party exits. After the platform party has exited, for all those wanting to take photos and pictures, please remember that South Campus is available to do that. North Campus is not open today. Congrats, class of 2024. Y'all went through a lot.
Right next to the narrow, but I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra, and since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem, all of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's, took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus, driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top.